Hello, 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 hello. I'm Lynn Browder, and I have a son, Owen, who is 11 and has autism, and we paint together. He helps me paint the backgrounds of our paintings with a hand-over-hand method, and then I paint the rest. And I paint a lot of flowers. I used to paint a lot of roosters, and now it seems like I paint a lot of flowers. But that can change quickly as well. So today is still flower day though. And I kind of go through spurts even with that. Like I'm making these bunches of flowers, I suppose. But that's where it's at right now. And this is the colors. This is where I'm at with colors. I'm not quite sure that I keep thinking I want something with the brighter, I don't know, teals and such on here. But this is where I'm gonna start. So, if you've watched before, you know that I paint pretty much with one paintbrush when I'm doing a lot of the flowers. Not always, but it happens. And so that's kind of where I'm at. I think I've said where I'm at. Anybody want to do a count? Oh, some days the words get me. My son does a lot of repetitive behaviors, and it's hard to know when to. I shouldn't even say behaviors, because that does happen as well, but words he says a lot. And so when you answer, it's hard to know when you should answer and when you should, like, I hate to even say the word ignore, because it's not necessarily ignoring it, because you can't really ignore it. But you also can't respond to him saying the same thing 500 times. And I wish I was exaggerating on times, but throughout a day there are some things that he will repeat over and over and over and over again. And it's hard, because I wasn't trained in how to handle, this or that. And you read up on things and you go, with him to the different therapy sessions and all of this. But when you're in that moment and your child has said the same thing for now 5 hours or 10 hours or whatever it is, it's hard to know what to even say. And with Owen, it's a matter of when you ignore him. And again, that's another one of those hard words for me, because it's not an ignore thing, but that's you just don't always have the energy, the knowledge, the understanding to respond to certain things, because he is sometimes talking in another language. Sometimes he's requesting something that can't happen, and or has already happened, and he wants it to immediately happen again. And you just don't know when that next meltdown is going to happen over something that isn't necessarily even in my control. He gets upset about a lady that was on the corner near our house one time. She had a dog, and she was standing on the corner, just standing there. She probably was reading her phone or waiting for somebody, or who knows why she was standing there, but she was just standing there with her dog. And Owen, years, this has been probably 5 years, give or take, more, he still wants that lady on that corner with her dog just standing there. Not all the time, but a lot of times he'll bring it up, and he gets very upset that she's not right there. There is absolutely nothing I can do to change that. He knows exactly, the lady that was there. It's not like I can go get a random lady and a random dog to stand there, because he knows exactly the people. He doesn't know them, but he knows who it was, and he wants to see them for whatever reason. I have no clue who they are. I have absolutely no clue who they were, and who the dog was, or who the person was. And so it's things like that, when he gets stuck in that moment of something that happened years earlier. What can I even say to him or do for him to help kind of pull that together, to change that moment in time for him? I have no clue. I have absolutely no clue how to rectify that situation for him, nor for myself, because that's something that he's emotionally connected to, but there would be no way for me to even figure that out. So it's situations like that I've talked to his therapist, I've talked to his, all of the important people in his life that might have some guidance or words of wisdom or other things. And so it's an ongoing moment in time for him. And these are all experiences that, for whatever reason, he wants to relive, but he has no understanding of why I am not connected to that moment, or can't help him, or don't respond. So it's figuring out how to deal with that moment and my own emotions and my own thoughts, because when he asks me to do something or wants something, it could be I'm in the middle of cooking dinner, or I'm in the middle of doing, something else, and he needs an instant gratification about something. So one day we will figure it out. One day I will understand a little bit more. But for today, we live, we love, we learn, and not necessarily in that order. But he's doing amazing, and it's just a matter of me finding it all in my own heart, mind, soul to know what the right answers are or what an answer is. And that's part of life. That's part of all of it. But I can tell you, it's not always easy. Now, I kind of wish I had left this one alone, because now I have to figure out how to... it was simple before, and now it feels complicated, because now I feel like I have to add another... If I had been able to make this little thinner, I feel like I probably could have gotten away with it. But I feel like I need more. I don't truly, but I do. So we're just gonna go with this. We're just gonna go with whatever happens. So we went to one of his therapies today, which he loved, and then we went bowling after, and he loved that as well. And tomorrow, I just heard that it might rain the time that we're supposed to go, but we're supposed to go to the pool. So I'm hoping that works out for him. And then he'll have his regular therapy tomorrow. So it's a busy, busy day for us. Now let's see if I can kind of shine. If you've watched any of my videos before, you've heard me say this, I like to watch paint dry. I really do. Because paint dries and it changes. And when it does that, then, it changes the way it looks. And it's kind of fascinating to me how this will look so different as it goes along. So that's kind of cool to me. Now, I almost put like one up here because I felt like I needed it, but I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm just gonna walk away. So we put O for Owen, L, and B. Now, I've had conversations and people have told me their opinion about how this is too big or too much for the painting. Totally value their opinion. It's their opinion. But this is as much about the story of our paintings as the paintings, because Owen is the reason I started painting. And so he's the foundation. So having him on here means the world to me. And so that's why that's so important, because it has to be big. It has to be the feature as much as anything else, because that's why I paint. That is why I paint. He helped me through so much, and so that's there. And so now it's just part of our journey. It tells our story, and that's why it's there. Now, I take this and I didn't even use I should have left that. I make paint baubles, little paint blobs, all of that. So I thin this out a little bit, and it takes a couple days to dry. And it's kind of got two sides, because the bottom side looks different as well. And then what I do, this one kind of now looks like Christmas a little, is once that's all kind of thinned out, it peels off from the parchment paper there. And then when it does, I'm kind of enjoying this part of this. I'll play more. I make bubbles, paint blobs, different accessories. So that's what I'm in the process of doing. So I thank you for being on the journey with us, and I appreciate everybody's support, and have a great rest of your night. Toodles!